Hello, everybody, and welcome back to St. Clair Saints Rainbow Six Siege. My name Jackson Pride Brown, joined alongside Dan, Mr. Danner's Banner, once again here, and we are getting ready to go into map number two of CollegiateR6 round 2 of playoffs here between St. Clair College and New Jersey Institute of Technology. Series currently 1-0 for Saints as we head into game number 2 on Cafe.
Oh boy, the timer's kind of ticking now here for the Saints, as sure, they may have themselves the lead in this series, but I feel like it has to be 2-0 or bust. I mean, we were talking about it a little bit during game number 1, with game 3 being Oregon. I mean, we even had the opportunity to very briefly catch Noxu out. We were in our break, and he was just saying, "Oh God, if we go to game 3, then I don't know what's going to happen." So you can tell the confidence level just isn't there. So we need to see the Saints if we want to see the for sure victory. We need it right here, right now, as bans across the board coming on out. But to be fair, pretty standard.
Yeah, obviously you're not just gonna, roll over or something like that if it does go map 3 and whatnot there, but definitely would like to, see this one end in a 2-0 fashion rather than not. It would be a lot safer, but very, very typical bans and whatnots there coming through. So now getting started into this one, so we're gonna be once again St. Clair starting on the attacking side, which is really nerve-wracking for the beginning of games, but really hype for the end of games.
Yeah, exactly. It has us kind of questioning how things will move going into the later rounds, but we'll have to see once again. Of course, Saints, they've attacked this site, this map, just God knows how many times so far in this season and in past seasons. This is a site, this is a map that they've essentially played to death. But like we were saying, similarly prior to this game, it's favorited across basically majority of R6 Collegiate, so it's definitely a map that everybody has strats for.
Now, with Saints being, the storyline kind of that we've built here a little bit is, Saints, defensively heavy team, really good at defense, kind of struggle there on the offense a little bit more. With that being said, do you think, what do you think is more beneficial for the Saints, starting on an offensive side or a defensive side?
I mean, for Cafe specifically, I think they're okay being on attack because we've seen both happen in this season, where actually attack dominates on Cafe from Saints, and the defense falters. But then we've seen defense dominate and then the attack falter before, just really very much so hit or miss. But I do kind of like the thought of getting your worst out of the way first.
That's exactly the way I was thinking about this. Is I like the the Saints mindset there when it comes into this, saying, hey, we get through our 6 attacking rounds, we end this at a 3-3 or something. Things are looking perfect going into that second half. So I think that's kind of the mindset here right now. Saints maybe not looking to catch a massive lead. Obviously, they're looking to find any round they can, but maybe not looking for as much of a massive lead here in this, first half, but just keeping themselves in this one so they can win it out on the defense side of things. Some early shots already coming through, though, from Vazdex. That's going to be Smup tagged down to about a third of his HP gone.
Yeah, I'm going to have to run and hide for just a second just to make sure he's A-okay. Still, of course, has all of his... or has his Nitrocell available, which we'll sometimes see if they want to get aggressive with. We've seen players before kind of look at the timer and then just assume that something's going down. Hang on a second. Hello, Vazdex. Just going to pick up where he left off here.
He's back.
He had himself a 20-plus elimination round in the last game, and that is going to be 21, if not more at this point. Just absolute monster. And you were saying before, apparently on Twitter, he says, during playoffs, I'm getting 20 eliminations or 20 kills.
Yeah.
I mean, first game, he didn't disappoint.
Yeah, I mean, hey, first game in round 2 at least. They did already come through and did take round 1 of the round of 64 there, so they are in top 32 now. And, winning this would put them into a top 16 position. And so they're not doing too bad here overall in general. I mean, even top 32 in the Premier League is an accomplishment in my eyes.
Oh, absolutely.
100%, considering the level of competition for Rainbow Six Siege. And honestly, I think Collegiate Rainbow Six Siege is one of the most competitive kind of, titles, and some of the more in the collegiate aspect side of things, at least.
Yeah, a lot of people sleep on R6, but they absolutely should not. It's absolutely one of the toughest competitions around in regards to esports, as we do see multiple players from the Saints just falling down over and over again. But that being said, Big Papa, Gangstology, they're not done. 2-on-2. Can Gangstology get in position to get one more? It's all down to Warhazard now to try and finish the job. Big Papa, Gangstology versus Warhazard. Diffuser in the hand of Gangstology with still 45 seconds left in play.
Yeah, Big Papa, he had a great angle there on that last gunfight. Allowed him to find a second there with that one as well. He's firing some shots here now, but Warhazard, I mean, his position's unknown. And that's what's scary to the Saints right now. The fact that they don't really have any kind of intel on this round is definitely a little bit of a concern. And the clock being at 25 seconds while still needing to get the diffuser down. Also, a little bit of a concern there. Gangstology getting a little bit more aggressive here. Does clear out the site a little bit there with that drone. So should be allowing them to, make their way a little bit more hard into the site here. Warhazard, I feel like he's mainly just waiting for this plant to kind of come through before he tries
the smokes.
Yeah, here we go. So here we go. He does look for a little something there, and he's had some big tags from Big Papa onto Warhazard. He's pretty much one shot, and he's done here now. Big Papa just still searching for it. Warhazard, he's already fairly pushed up on a site, though.
Yeah, he's right next to the bomb itself. Is that where it is, though? No, it's behind the desk, so he's kind of looking for it. He's going to assume it's probably behind the counter, but he knows he can't go for it. He has to try and hunt down the rest of the Saints. And Big Papa ready, in, waiting. And what a way for the Saints to start this off on the attacking side. Getting the first round. Beautifully done.
Attacking-sided rounds are something that we love to see when they actually do go towards that Saints' favor. And, picking up that first one, that's going to be absolutely massive to their scoreline going through forward of this game, right? One thing that I have really noticed through Siege, casting more and more of it throughout this season, is the fact that one round in Siege is, such a big impact compared to, let's say, for example, CSGO. One round in Siege is, 3 in CS, essentially, at that point. I was going to
say, when 16 is the point of victory, meanwhile, 7 is the point of victory here. Major, major difference. And unfortunately there for the side of NJIT, I feel like just Warhazard, he was in, honestly, the perfect position to try and do that 1v2. Still had 3 of his smoke grenades. And I'm so surprised he didn't find a position to try and throw him out sooner.
Yeah.
He was trying to take that gunfight when he still had all 3.
Well, and the diffuser wasn't even down at that point, and the time was ticking. The really smart call there from him would be, just smoke off bar. It's the most typical plant spot there on that site. Everybody plants around that bar. You have enough smokes to cover the whole bar, so you can send out 2 smokes there, cover up that whole bar, stop the plant for the next 10 seconds or so, and that's the round. And you give yourself a much better odds of winning that one through. But obviously, you can always go back and look at the past and say, hey, I should have done this differently. So that's definitely just something that, we're probably going to see him, look back at the VOD after and say, hey, something I'm going to change up here moving forward here a little bit, something I'm going to keep an eye out for. And you never know, too. For all we know, you do see Warhazard there. That could be a operator that, isn't really a comfort pick.
With the fact that they've instantly switched him off it too, I think you might be onto something there because, switching on over to the Maestro instead, maybe something a little bit more anchored, a little bit more, not laid back, but defensive in nature. And now Smump is going to be picking up the smoke instead. And of course, we may be saying, oh, he should have done this, should have done this. Of course, your comms are just absolutely, your teammates are not yelling at you, but there's so much going on all at once that we see.
I thought Vazdex got that little bit of shoulder there spotted, but doesn't seem to quite yet spot him. This is close though. Vazdex has a great angle. This is the one thing that makes Siege so Siege-like. It's you can see an outline of a body right across the other side of a wall, and you have a player just hard holding the angle that he's gonna be peeking from. It's just the biggest Siege type thing ever, but. Here we are. It's going to be Big Papa, maybe potentially trying to make his way through. Vazdex will find that first initial pick, maybe trying to follow it up with a second. Gangstology will be to do that, though, as Variant will get shot down. Vazdex and Gangstology, everybody's still alive right now from the Saints, so things are looking very good for them. But with that being said, Big Papa will lose his life to Solid.
I'm not sure how many air jabs got down, but at least Big Papa would have probably been able to at least cover a couple of angles with those gadgets. So, it does suck that he went down, but at least some of his equipment is still out and ready to go. That being said, the Warhazard already being down, meaning that those Evil Eyes are gone, that is going to be really rough. You can't fire those off anymore, from what I understand, if he's down. It's just a camera at that point. Rapid does go down. A nice nade, though, from Noxu, going to really make a mess out of things here. This this thing just flipped on its head. Rapid is down, but it's all up to Smump to 1v3 this to try and stop it, and Vazdex is going to shut that down instantly. St. Clair, round 2.
And this is big, considering the storyline, like you said, that we've built out here tonight, that attacking is, you know, the severely less favored side of things here right now. You see Jake walking around. he's smashing him on the head, knocking some sense into him. You're like, all right, guys, keep it up. Let's keep that sense in there or whatever. But yeah, so with that being said, St. Clair leading 2-0. A start that I don't think me or you were both anticipating when we found out the Saints were attacking first here on Cafe. Yes, we know it's a map that they might be able to capitalize a little bit more on those offensive rounds, but I don't think I was anticipating them to pick up a first couple like this.
No, not in the slightest. And now we do see some odd picks coming out here. So the Oryx did get 6 picked over to Jaeger, so of course fair enough there. But we do have Bandit coming out, which, to be fair, like, sometimes shows up on the first floor, and that is exactly where we're going to be defending, is on that first floor. But I feel like people have kind of moved away from this defensive style. But what this does allow, if you take a look at the right-hand side there of the New Jersey squad, there are 4 nitro cells across the entire field, and each of those have the ability to one-shot somebody. So if they can play this right, they could really just swing the round into their favor before it even gets the chance to get started. And it's going to rely a lot here on Rage, I think. All of these little black cameras are going to be absolutely critical in just like spotting things out and getting those nitro cells in the right position.
Yeah, the nitro cells are going to have to be a big impact in this one. Utility, as you were saying, just as a whole, going to have that big, massive impact into things here now. So let's see how things go. Let's see if we see any early picks or whatnot. I think this being on first floor is going to make things, like, for Vazdex at least, maybe slow a little bit down. But maybe not. I take back everything I said. He's not slowing down by any means. And he's already upstairs. He likes tacking from above. That's one thing I've noticed from Vazdex. And him being upstairs and inside already is definitely really good news there for him. Does he find anything off of this, though? That's, like, something that's really interesting. There's another player upstairs, I do believe.
Yeah, I believe to the right. We can ever so slowly, but I think near the other stairwell. We'll have to see. Vazdex might be running into him at some point. We'll have to see sooner or later. That's going to be the Mozzie, I think. I think that's Maj over there, Variant. Right around the corner. A couple of shots fired. I think they have a rough idea. Vazdex does spot them out. Going to run for the hills, however. Didn't quite have the angle that they were looking for. Seems being very, very cautious. And a nice shot there from Variant to start things off right here for NJIT.
Yeah, it was a nice headshot there from him. You know, Vazdex, he had the jump on the gunfight, but as you were saying there in that map 1, as much as you have a jump on a gunfight, you connect on that headshot, you go down, and that's exactly what happened there to Vazdex. His Variant will be rewarded there with a frag. And with that being said, and the player advantage now in the hands of New Jersey, something they haven't really had throughout this game quite yet, is something they're going to try to use to their advantage here. And it does concern me a little bit. Vazdex being that, you know, star kind of player right now for the season, right now for the Saints, coming through, out fragging everybody and whatnot. It's concerning to have him out of this round here already.
Yeah, Nox is going to get dropped as well. However, Rapid is going to at least find the refrag here. Nearly accidentally taking Gangstology's head off as well, but going to keep him in there. And there's those nitro cells coming in clutch. Rapid going to get dunked on, which means there's still one more nitro cell in the pocket of Variant. Gangstology does still have the diffuser, but it's really going to rely on Big Papa's support. Are the air jabs in position? He doesn't have any left, so he should have the right idea. Has to deal with 4. 2-on-4 commences with a minute left to go.
Yeah, and Solid's just got a position right now where he can just kind of lock him into a site, but Big Papa getting a big one there to start things off. A second would be absolutely massive there as well. And can they find it? Big Papa on the verge of maybe being able to peek out and find something here. And it's Solid. He's got the angle kind of lined up just, you know, through a wall. And, I mean, not a lot of time remains, and that's a big pick coming through from Solid. He's going to clean both up. Gangstology, Big Papa go down. New Jersey getting on the board. 2-1 is the scoreline we see as we head into round number 4.
Yeah, just a couple early picks. Really swung that one around with New Jersey. I think it was Variant who was able to take care of Vazdex nice and quickly. And then shortly after that, Rapid got nitrocelled. So I really threw the Saints for a small loop for at least the time being. But at least now they don't have to worry about that first floor for a little while. They can go right back to that 3rd floor bar. Defense love this. Attack love this. This is pretty standard. Everybody has this attack pattern basically like memorized on the back of their hand at this point here. So
you can really tell that the Saints were nowhere near as comfortable playing that first floor rather than, you know, 2nd floor, 3rd floor, whatnot there in that department side of things. So Now, like you were saying, returning to that third floor, I think this will sway things slightly more into the favor of the Saints, just going back up here. As you were also saying, a lot of these attacking teams also have very well thought out and well planned, attack set up. But so does the defense. Like you said, Cafe, honestly, argument, one of the most loved maps in this whole game. So to see that come through and, every team have their organization on it, it's really going to come down to team chemistry and mechanics.
And we are seeing a bit of a switch up here for the Saints attacking side. The Zofia ended up getting 6 picked away for Rapid to now play IQ, which basically is going to spot out every electronic gadget via her pistol's computer screen. So this can be anything from looking at security cameras on their cell phones to spotting out Valkyrie's cameras, like Jaeger's ADSs, Bandit batteries, Maestro cameras. It can basically spot everything out and try to get it destroyed before it can find any value. So it's going to be up to Rapid to try and find all these gadgets nice and quick.
100%. So, yeah, it also Noxu there on the sledge. His job going to be breaking up, a lot of this map in general, trying to find some openings here for the Saints to try to do something in that side of things. And Vazex, once again hanging down upside down from a window like he's Spider-Man out here. But it's working out not too bad for him so far in this game. He might not be having as much of a pop-off as he did in that first game, but he's definitely still coming through here, putting his work and doing his part of the team. And once again, all the players back on the roof, trying to make a little bit of an entrance. Big Papa going to fire some holes through a window there, and he does get spotted, I believe.
And Noxu on the move already finds a couple of these Valkyrie cameras. Nicely done, actually. So whether that was Rapid calling them out or Noxu spotting them by eye, beautifully done regardless, as we do see Variant, one of the more dangerous...
Yeah, he's a concern right now.
Dangerous fighters on the side of New Jersey. However, it's actually going to be Rage who finds one. There's Variant going to find Vazdex. So it seems like right now Variant has Vazdex's number, but a nice little refrag here from Big Papa to at least knock him down nice and quickly. 3 on 4. It seems like the defensive side here for New Jersey is really starting to come alive here in round number 4.
I think that pick from Big Pop was really big for the Saints to have potential of winning this round here. The 3-on-4, way different case scenario than the 3-on-5 that we saw momentarily ago. So Variant going down as well, being also one of those better players, but Noxu going to lose his life to Rage there. A nice little window peek there from him over the side of New Jersey. They are heating up. You can see it now. New Jersey's really starting to lock down these defensive rounds a little bit more than they have been before. So Big Papa, Gangstology still here trying to make something work, but they're essentially both taking 1-on-2s at this point in time, with it being a 2-on-4. Big Papa losing his life. Gonna be Rage picking up his 3rd of this round. He will get solid being Gangstology, but there's still so much work to do. Gonna be very difficult.
I mean, a quarter HP, a diffuser, and a dream to try and finish this one off. I mean, he's done crazier. We saw it just in the last game. Still has 30 seconds or so left on the clock. However, his position is pretty well known at this point. I do believe Gangstology is getting fired upon, but not quite enough to knock him down. Drive by, not going to quite find it. Gangstology going to get pistoled down. Nice shots from Rage to finish the job and seal the deal here for round 4.
This game, I can already tell, is going to be one for the books here. I mean, this is a 2-2 scoreline here. We got about 2 rounds remaining here on this half. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a 1-1 split on them, to be completely honest. And overall, just at the end of the day right now, I think that this is a very, very even map, very even match. It can't get much closer to this. And St. Clair, they look good on the attacking side of Cafe here. They've always looked good on, the attack side of Cafe. Now, the thing is can they pull through and play their defense just as well? That's the question. Because I've seen really good defense come through here on Cafe for them, but New Jersey also could have a very strong attack, which is something that may be a pretty big concern.
That would definitely throw things for a loop here. I know we've been hyping up the Saints' defensive side of things, but if all of a sudden NJIT have a brutal attack strategy for Cafe as well, that can absolutely take this story and just flip it on its noggin, and it'll be interesting nonetheless when we get there. That being said, though, we're now on one of the hardest sites to try and defend, since New Jersey went on a solid defense spree. They're kind of stuck going here to the reading room now, and trying to defend from below and above you at the exact same time is going to be extremely difficult here for New Jersey. Saints, in theory, should be a little bit more favored to try and take this site and push them up just that one extra round, but never say never.
Yeah, and I'm honestly like gonna be a little bit worried if Saints don't take this round because, like you were saying, it is one of those sites where they should have all the cards in their favor, and you know, it's just one of those situations where the Saints should be in a position where, you know, they should be able to close things out here with this round being said. And if they find this one, that guarantees them at least a 3-3 kind of, you know, half, even if they do lose that last round of half as well. So at the end of the day, you know, a big round here for the Saints.
Absolutely, and just hoping they kind of take their time with it. Looks like that's going to be the case. FastX, of course, going to be just taking a peek in windows every once in a while. We've seen him get a couple of stray picks this way. Having a bit of a quieter start to this second game compared to game one, but at the same time, game one was definitely an anomaly, to say the least. So.
And right now, Vazdex has more teammates fragging out and helping him out than he did in that first game of attack there. You know, that first game, we didn't really see, you know, Gangstology, Big Papa sitting there with the 3-5 kills and whatnot to throw things. So overall, kills getting even up here a little bit right now. And, oh no, Solid will find one on a Rapid. But luckily for the Saints, the kill isn't completely there. Now it is there for the side of St. Clair, and they can actually revive Rapid. However, Vazdex goes down. So we're looking at a 4-on-4 with very similar HP, but Big Papa finding Variant. Gonna definitely flip this on its head. Now a 4-on-3. They very similar HP. Rage and Rapid both pretty weak right now, and that's a big pick, though. Takes out Noxu. Rage will find one in that regard, and this is very sketchy, very interesting round here.
And then Big Papa very well might have just saved Rapid Bacon by getting that frag onto Variant. Variant's had the Nitro Cell available, but Smump does too. Finally going to finish the job here on to Rapid. 2-on-3. Granted, yes, Rage is definitely wounded here. Below a quarter left on the bar here for him. Take care of some of these ADSs. So moving on and forward, but at the same time, you see these players here from New Jersey. They're looking through these holes, just looking for somebody to just kind of traverse, get a couple extra toe shots, anything that you can get to try and make the next gunfight be in your favor. Because other than Rage, everybody else is healthy on the side of NJIT.
Yeah, and I mean, the util is there for both sides kind of slightly here right now, so you know, things are definitely workable. Gangstology finding that pick, definitely a big one, but no way War Hazard will spot out Gangstology in the process. A very close one at that, but he does find it nonetheless. Now, 1v2 for Big Papa. He pulled off one last game, and he's pulled off 1v3s in these past series. Let's see what he can do here in this gunfight. Rage and War Hazard going to be here looking for him. He does get tagged down, spots out one, but he doesn't even know this player's underneath him. He thinks he has, I mean, that's just mayhem. He has no clue who that player is. War Hazard gonna have an LMG from down below. He has the ability to just sit here and shoot shots like that. So his own teammate, was like, what is going on here? So pretty interesting, but I'm concerned for the Saints once again, and I mean, it's been like the storyline of my whole day here with the St. Clair R6 team. But yeah, once again, concerning me a little bit right now, because that was a round that me and you both thought, hey, Saints have a head start on this round, a little bit, no, maybe not a head start, a little bit of an advantage on this round, should go in their favor, whatnot. But you know, whatever happens whenever our casters, as we casters, talk about things like that, it happens to be quite the opposite. So, you know, I'm gonna predict NJIT take this round because they're on the first floor. I mean,
it worked last time.
Yeah, we'll see. Big Papa, though, going to be 6 picking onto Nomad, and that looks like we're all going to see. That's all we're going to see for the 6 pick kind of stage of things, as Saints going to head on to their last attacking round, and the difference between a 3-3 half and a 4-2 half is astronomical.
Absolutely. I mean, we saw I think it was the 4-2 in game number 1, right? But I'll have to see if they could somehow tie this one up with this final attack. Now, I do want to give, of course, big props there to War Hazard. Being able to just anchor with the Maestro and that LMG, you basically don't have to reload that thing in the entire round just because of how many bullets it has. So yeah, if you see somebody above you, just open fire. Like they can't challenge you. If they try to peek, they're gonna just eat something.
They're getting pre-fired essentially.
Yeah.
So
like solid job there. The pick and switching up, letting somebody else have the smoke or the mute in this situation here was a solid pick in that regard. But now Saints, they faked the Finka, which is kind of interesting. Like Big Papa had it hovered initially and then 6 picked off it. So in theory, New Jersey might be expecting some sort of like rush. But in all reality, it's just going to be like a bit of a standard run here for Saints.
Yeah, I like trying to get into you know, New Jersey's head a little bit kind of there, trying to see what they can do, but Variant is really on a good angle on, I think that was Vazdex, and it is. Well, I mean, obviously, who else would it be? Rapid going to find one, really opening things up. Will take down Solid, and Solid's been a really solid player right now for New Jersey throughout this game, so taking him out of this one, definitely a reward for the Saints, and getting Smump tagged down to pretty much minuscule HP, one shot from anything essentially at this point. Also, great news. Saints really looking good here in this round number 6. Can they pull through, though? That's the question at hand.
Yeah, because we know time and time again, just because the Saints have the player advantage does not mean anything against this New Jersey roster. But that being said, Smump definitely a little bit worse for wear. What are these concussion nades? Is that Rapid accidentally hitting his own teammates? I'm not 100% sure, to be honest, but it is going to be Nox who ended up going down. Rapid from above, getting Stology though, going to find Variants. Vazdex not going to find Rage. 3-on-3, back and forth, refrag after refrag, to say the least here. Ending up with Rapid leading the Saints on a 3-on-2.
Yeah, Rapid does have the intel on that player that he did just take down. That was going to be Rage, and he finds that frag, making things very good there for them. Gangstology is taken down a little bit here, but no concern, because Smump is, like we were saying, essentially 1 HP at this point in time, where Warhazard, he's here at full HP, joined alongside Big Pop on Rapid, so really anything can come from this one, but St. Clair definitely got the cards in their favor. Gangstology, he's going to give you the man with the diffuser. He's got to try to make his way a little bit and try to break a sight. And to get that potentially down, that's going to be Smump down now, all up to Warhazard, the full HP player, and a 1-on-3.
I mean, he does have his impact grenades available, so he could try to mess with the plant if it does end up happening. However, he needs to be in a safe enough position to actually get away with it. And I think the Saints are realizing if they just kind of try to do what they always do and just drop down this hatch, I swear I will have an aneurysm. We'll have to see if they're trying to at least bait it out with some flashbangs. And sure enough, there's going to drop down. Rapid is going to find himself the 4K, I think.
How do you win that gunfight?
You know,
like what? Just dropping tap him in the head. That's how.
Yeah, just, you know, belly flop to the floor, insta-prone, like, ultimate drop shot from the second floor. Okay, Rapid, interesting enough. And I think that was at least a 3 or a 4K for Rapid that round, too. So beautifully done in that regard. Definitely going to bring him up there. 5 eliminations now on the board.
You can definitely tell, like, they're very used to dropping through that hatch. Like, they have definitely done it before. As you see there, you look like an expert. Quite at it, to be completely frank.
I felt a little bit of pain on the left side of my skull, but I'm thankful that it ended up working through, because otherwise I would have just absolutely been frustrated, to say the least. I don't know how many times I've seen them throw something by dropping through that hatch, but nonetheless, they make it work this time by. We're now getting the opportunity to switch sides. Solid is actually going to be picking up the Finca for real, however. And this attacking squad here for side of New Jersey is actually kind of interesting. Going to be bringing the Gridlock instead of the Nomad. Fills a very similar role in regards to like anti-roamers. But everything else is pretty much similar to what the Saints were just doing. And this squad has the opportunity to go fast.
Yeah, I completely agree with you on that one. And is going to be, going to be round 7 getting underway. Both teams tied currently at 3-3. And absolute nail biter of a series we've had so far, just absolutely back and forth. You know, we finished that first game with a 7-5 scoreline, so very, very even there. Now 3-3 in this one. I mean, doesn't get crazy closer than that. And that being said, it's going to be New Jersey here on the attacking side of things, and that's something that's really interested to be, like, you know, we're to find out is how is New Jersey's attack on Cafe? Like, that's one thing I'm really interested in. And we know how St. Clair's defense is. It's quite strong. So can New Jersey compete with it? I'm really interested.
Wait a minute. Did they popped a Finca Pulse already just to get to the buildings? I think they were so scared to have to fight Vazdex right off the start that they straight up like manipulated their operator selection to try and warrant it. Meanwhile, we take a look at Vazdex. He's playing mute in this situation this time by. This is not an operator that you can really spawn peek very well with. You don't have a rifle. You have an SMG and a shotgun for the most part. So the mind games are already kind of working here, and the attack for New Jersey like barely even had the opportunity to really get started.
Yeah, that's one thing I've always found St. Clair's been pretty decent with, is those mind games, utilizing 6 picks to their advantage and whatnot. Something that they've always been quite well at, and it's nice to see the continuous pattern coming through here right now. As the drone's still going to be here gathering out some information. He will spot out one player there. And now some shots trying to come through the walls. But with that being said, we're about a minute and a half nearly through this round already. And not a whole lot of map control in the hands of New Jersey.
ADS is really keeping Noxu safe in the corner. What used to be known as the Vazdex corner is now
For
apparently occupied by Noxu. And so far, so good between the OMI discs and the ADSs, just keeping themselves safe, at least for the time being. Minute 20 left on the clock and counting. Noxu is going to find the shot from the corner. He's going to find almost another. Does manage to take up Solid ever so slightly. Vazdex is going to come in with reinforcements, but Big Papa has been knocked down. Solid looking to finish a job here, but Rapid might actually bait him out a little bit as soon as he goes for it. Unfortunately, not going to finish the job. Vazdex shotgun blast, and there comes Rapid as well, all the way down. The madness is continuing, and it's going to be all up to Variant. A little bit of that finger pulse left in him, looking for a quick fight while it's active, but otherwise it's going to be a rough 1v3, and sure enough, Vazdex may have a submachine gun, but he can still shoot crossway down the hall. Beautifully done there. Saints take another one.
Yeah, it's a big round win there for the Saints to put them up 4-3, but if you look at the cams that we just saw there, I mean, the momentum in the room not as high as you'd expect it, because the Saints do not, they know that they should not be in this situation. I feel like they know personally this should be a 5-2, 6-1 scoreline, something like that we're seeing come through rather than the 4-3, so they're definitely looking to turn things around here, though. I know that if they end this one on a high note, close things out here, and find some rounds, it's definitely going to change in the morale in there 100%, but as of now, it's Saints defense. They pick up that first one. Can they continue? That's the question.
Now, this is a much more standard pick from what we would see from Vazdex. The Vigil going to be placed out here. If there is any sort of character that you'd like to spawn peek with and be stealthy with, it is definitely the Vigil. And just by picking the Vigil, I think New Jersey's kind of already shaking on their boots a little bit, like expecting, like, okay, what is he going to do this time? We've seen what he did on Coastline. What is he going to do here in Cafe when he has another floor to work with?
It's so annoying probably for New Jersey right now to have to sit there. You're spawn peeking a drone, question mark. But yeah, even what he said right there, that's a valid question. Vazdex is spawn peeking a drone. He just needs to get that aggression out of him, apparently, or something. But with that being said, Vazdex coming through with this aggressive pick, it's got to be so annoying for New Jersey. You got to be on your toes the second a round starts. Even though the drone stage, you got to be on your toes. Vazdex is peeking you from spawn. Oh, man.
Oh, there's a little bit of damage, but not a whole heck of a lot. But even, if Vazdex is getting aggressive like that, and then he just, anchored on the site and didn't get aggressive, just the anxiety that you're giving this New Jersey squad is just so intense.
What he just did right there just gave him so much anxiety. I can guarantee it.
Yeah, it's okay, he's from that window. Which window is he going to pop up from next? Now, you see, I think that was, who was that there? Variant. He might have already had to use one of his air jabs and be a little bit prematurely just to make sure that he don't get jumped on. Oh, no, he still has all his air jabs, but you saw him kind of, thinking twice a little bit before, looking towards that window.
Yeah, so here we are now, still 5-on-5. New Jersey, they've been playing these offensive rounds here a little bit slower than we saw the St. Clair side of guys play it out. So let's see how things go for them. We do see a little bit of that utility coming through, opening up some of these walls, and Gangstology.
Did he get it?
No, it's tough because, you got to throw it, it's got to stick, then you got to pull your remote, all this, all that. It's tough, but Vazdex finding a big pick there initially, going to take down Rage. Now putting it to an early 5-on-4, maybe a peek from Rapid that will find something, but it doesn't look like he actually did get the angle on that player there. It's going to be Rapid actually going down now. So now in a 4-on-4, Vazdex, though, in good positioning, finds another Vazdex, a player to remember. He is having a great night here tonight.
This is a dangerous gap here that Smup is trying to deal with. He's got to prone it, but at the same time, it makes it so crazy. Vazdex is on pace to try and get himself the ace. Can he do it?
Does
he
it!
Absolutely will. The madman closes out the round and extends St. Clair's lead.
Vazdex, the man, the myth, the legend. If Vazdex can't do it, no one can. Right there, beautiful plays there from him. Gets the 5K, the ace, putting St. Clair up 5-3. He's sitting at 12 frags. Closest in the lobby is at 8. Closest on his team is at 6. His second and third fragger combined have his frags. That's crazy.
I mean, at the same time, however, though, if Vazdex goes down early in
Oh, for sure.
one of these rounds, all of that momentum high that Saints are just absolutely like huffing right now, they are just going to instantly plummet, unfortunately. And then instead of a momentum high, it's going to be all the it's going to be copium because they need to try and close out after that. But nonetheless, we're going to be exactly. They're going to have to try and simmer down and clutch up the rest of the rounds without him, but I'm sure they definitely could. We've seen clutch moments from the rest of the Saints as of like the last couple games, and they've had their moments throughout this series as well. So as much as we're just absolutely giving props to Vazdex, yes, he's absolutely standing out, but everybody else is doing exactly what they need to do.
At the end of the day, kills mean nothing. Like, obviously they mean something. Like, it's how you win the game. But when it comes to a team game like this, or, you know, anything, like Overwatch, you know, CSGO, whatnot, Valorant, it all comes down to, you know, that team chemistry, the aspect, whatnot, that comes through with Vazdex. You're a
You
mad.
slide devil. Calculated.
He's so funny because he's like dropped. Oh, and he dropped. I was like, oh no, that's a little bit of a concern. But no, it makes him so anxious, like you said, right? Like you got to approach things a whole different way because you have to deal with Vazdex.
And I love how he already like prematurely broke that window so that he could just instantly jump through it. Like not only is he jumping out aggressively, he has his escape routes planned, which just makes it so difficult and so scary to deal with. And he does have his cloak on right now, so no drones will be able to spot him out. And sure enough, he finds Solid taking care of the Bucks so quickly that that's a lot of soft destruction gone.
Yeah, and he shoots out a drone, takes out a player. Like, I mean, right now, I mean, he really opened things up here a little bit now. That's also one of those, you know, more fragging out players right now from the side of NJIT that he did just take down as well with that. So right now, Vazdex, once again, having another great game for himself. Like we said, he dropped 21 or 22 in that first one here. Now in the second one, already at 13 and 5. I mean, let's see how things go. Smup, though, getting very aggressive. Could find something here in a second. But I think he ran right by a player. He's going to run right into a player. And, I mean, that's a lot of intel now on where Smup is. Kind of like, I mean, I guess he's way back now, but yeah, that's a good amount of intel.
Absolutely. That being said, though, New Jersey can try to recuperate here, rendezvous back, and like take their time here. And they do manage to find Vazdex, so that is going to make this a 4, no, a 3. As it's going to be Rage. Okay, eventually getting traded out here. Back and forth, Rapid. Okay, is it your time to clutch up again? It looks like it very well may. Never mind. Variants, welcome back to the game. Going to be taking care of that. We have ourselves a 2v2, Gangstology, Big Papa versus Smup and Variant.
Yeah, and Gangstology and Big Papa, I feel like I've seen them two together, and 2v2s a bit here come out tonight, actually. And they've came through pretty decent, a majority of them, so they're trying to just keep this defense kind of locked down here now. They got their positioning. Big Papa playing these staircase and whatnot. He does have a couple players around him, but the pick just not going to go in his favor. He gets a lot of tags there on to Variant, but not enough for the frag. Now, Gangstology, he's going to be the last player remaining. Definitely winnable. We saw him win a 1-on-3 last game around. Can he win the 1-on-2 right here, right now? He's going to be slowly making his way up the staircase here. He has a player watching it. He spots it out. He finds it. That's Diffuser. Both players are there. Oh, man. That's so unfortunate there for the side of Gangstology, but a very good play there for New Jersey to clean things up. And I really thought that I was like, oh, man, the other one's right there, too. I was like, oh, you might be able to find it, but no, not the case. We are going to be tied up here now. Or, no, sorry, Saints still leading 5-4. And it is going to be NJIT, though, picking up an offense round. Could turn things around here for them.
Now, I'll tell you what, the fact that Gangstology was able to get that close to clutching that out with the Castle is absolutely beyond me. His gun is not necessarily the greatest thing in the world, and Castle, in regards to utility-wise, as soon as he puts up his barriers and whatnot, he doesn't have, like, any grenades that can really, like, make a very strong use of, at least not in that round with the Saints loadout was. And we're going to see the Finka come out once again, this time going to be piloted here by Smump, so are we thinking about something quick, or are we just trying to be defensive versus Vazdex? That's the question.
I think it's a defensive versus Vazdex, just because of New Jersey. They haven't really been playing these rounds fast, really, at all. And that last round we just saw, I mean, they won it, so they're not going to really change drastically off of it. In my eyes, I personally think it is, like you were saying, more of a thing to defend off of Vazdex with, rather than playing as aggressive, because I don't know, but we'll see in the end of the day. I don't think New Jersey, I think the nerves are too high for New Jersey to take the gamble of playing aggressive. Like it's got to take a lot of confidence to get aggressive when you're down 5-4 in a position like a round 2 playoffs. You lose a map, you're out. Like the stress is so much there that I don't know if they'll have that confidence to play the rush.
Yeah, absolutely right. And of course, like sure, like okay, what's the Finka really gonna do to keep you there? But a lot of times when you're like spawn peeking, like you're not always gonna be able to get the headshot. A lot of times you're with like a gun that's not necessarily meant to shoot far. So it's oftentimes a lot of body shots. So getting that extra boost of health, and plus being able to, of course, stabilize your recoil and just be a little bit better in terms of head-to-head combat can really make the difference in those situations. But as of right now, to be fair, NJIT is kind of moving kind of quick.
Yeah, I will agree with you on that one. It's the caster's curse, if I do say so myself. They do come through here and actually do make some pretty aggressive plays here so far, but the Saints aren't playing as aggressive this time. I thought that was an enemy player that just saw Rapid's feet real quick. I got really nervous for them, but overall, I'm very scared for Noxu here getting that gamble kind of peak when there's so many players located around these staircases right now. Like, think about what like a grenade or something along those lines could do right there. Rapid will find one, though, takes out Rage, and Rapid still looking for more. That's going to be Noxu tagged, but potentially maybe able to find the kill. I don't know why he was really... it didn't seem too necessary for Noxu to be doing that.
I mean, at the same time, though, if he were, the only way he was going to be able to escape that situation was to have gotten that elimination. Had he tried to cross the door, he would have probably just gotten shot down. If not, he was probably going to get grenaded out, which, to be fair, Solid and Smump both do. That being said, though, Gangstology going to get himself on the board here after taking care of Solid. So 3 on 4, Saints favor once again. That being said, though, we still have all the Finka pulses, but they're really slow on it. In fact, they're not even going to be able to use it. No, never mind. They do use the 1, but still, 4 on 2. This is looking rough.
Yeah, Variant and Smup. They're 2 players that have really shown their worth here tonight, especially Variant. I mean, that's Papa down already. Now, do they follow it up and try to find this frag? I mean, Papa, they're going to shoot through this in a sec. Oh, man.
If they only knew.
If you're Variant, though, like, wouldn't you kind of like... I mean, you would know. That player can only crawl so fast.
Yeah, one would think, but at this time, anyway,
yeah,
Big Papa's going to get up into position. And the big fault right now here for New Jersey is the fact that the diffuser is just lying right at the top of the staircase. Nobody able to get it. Saints just have to converge on this diffuser and just keep it safe. They don't have to do like anything else. And yeah, Big Papa just start firing off smokes on it. There's absolutely like nothing that New Jersey is going to be able to do.
Yeah, and with the time remaining, it just puts way more pressure on them. That bomb's going to be, what, smoked off to, like, near 15 seconds, probably? And Vazdex finds a kill on a Variant, all up to Smup in a 1-on-4.
Another one.
Not able to win it. The shotgun for Vazdex is too strong. St. Clair College going to be put on match point here, and they're already on map point. So, I mean, 1 round away from advancing to the top 16 of this CollegiateR6 Premier Group stage. And, I mean, it's been a phenomenal ride here right now so far from the Saints here tonight, and we're continuously seeing these phenomenal games come through.
Yeah, one more time, and we very well might see some Saints R6 on Tuesday for some more playoff action, but we'll just have to wait and see. Don't want to count the chickens before they hatch, because we do know NJIT, when their backs against the, like, up against the wall, it's not that they pull off something cheeky, but they've usually been able to kind of clutch it out and kind of like calm themselves, get a little bit consistent, and finish off the round as necessary.
Yes, completely agreed with you on that one here, Dan. So here we are now in this round number 11, I believe. Yes, it is. And, you know, St. Clair, they have that leadway. They have that room to deal with. That cushion is very, you know, can chill their nerves a little bit there in that room, saying, hey, we can lose 2 rounds before we even have to get forced to an overtime, right? They just have to win one of these next 2 right here, right now, to really come through and close out this game, just in regulation. So it provides you a little bit of comfort rather than this maybe being a 5-5 scoreline we're looking at right now.
Absolutely, and I feel like with that Vazdex, we'll probably see him not all in, but we'll probably see another aggressive run here from him on that Vigil once again. But at the same time, lots of like denial, lots of stalling coming out here from the Saints as well for this defensive side of things. And once again, anybody home? Okay, they know he's there, so fair enough.
Yeah, I think they realize, like, he just shoots out a tiny hole just to try to make no one really kind of notice what the plan is here, and then tries to hold a really good angle on it. And you know, they really did kind of spot him out on it and kind of just call him out on it. But now this is where it makes it so annoying to deal with Vazdex. He could go and do the same thing, just do any other window, and you still have to deal with it. Luckily for the side of New Jersey, they're all lower here now, and I thought that Vazdex wouldn't been able to find any of them, but he finds one already there. Now goes right over to the other window saying, hey, they might not catch me off guard here. He finds another one, but Variant picks him off, and that's the issue there with Vazdex getting a little too aggressive. It could result in a pick, but it's a 4-on-4, so he did his job, essentially. He finds one pick there throughout things. Gangstology right on the lines near a player as well. War Hazard sending through some utility, trying to open things up here a little bit, but overall, I mean, things are looking pretty interesting.
I mean, I know they're all the way from New Jersey, but I feel like I can still hear the collective sigh of relief once Vazdex went down there in that situation. Rapid, though, again from above.
Oh,
play Gangstology. Oh no, that was the right idea, but it's a little bit stalled out. He's going to use the ace gadget against them. Big nade coming out from Solid, however. Going to catch Gangstology off guard. Another one goes down. Noxu gets smoked down. So now it's all going to be up to Big Papa Rapid. Big Papa goes down as well. Rapid, last one alive here for the Saints to try and finish the job right here, right now. Otherwise, this game continues.
Yeah, and this game continuing is kind of scary.
There it goes.
Because now we're at a 6-5, right? Okay. New Jersey wins one more round. It goes OT. If they take the OT, we all know what happens. It goes to Oregon, and a map that St. Clair not as, you know, not as perfected for them as of now. So let's see what happens. But Dan, this is a massive round here for both sides, right? St. Clair wins it, it's game over. New Jersey wins it, it's going to be forcing an overtime and potentially a map 3. So anything can really happen here right now, but St. Clair, the stress is on, the pressure's on. This is a very, very big round.
Absolutely cannot say it better myself, and at the same time, like, it seems like both teams, they were pretty comfortable with what they were playing. Just a matter of a misexecution or even going back down to the exact same site, going right back to the kitchen service. So first floor defense attempt again here for St. Clair. What went wrong in that one that they can try to correct? Yes, Vazdex start things off right with the spawn peak, but New Jersey time and time again, player down does not matter. They're just consistently solid.
Yeah, I completely agreed with you on that one here, Dan. So Vazdex, though, now going to actually still be playing aggressive from lower, though. And that's pretty interesting to see, considering the fact that, I mean, it obviously got the pick last round, but it didn't really, like, go probably kind of as how he planned. But we will see what happens nonetheless. About 10 seconds until the attack comes through from New Jersey. Now, does Vazdex have an aggressive angle? I'm very excited to see Vazdex, and what is he going to be playing off of here? He's got one more second to kind of really work with it, and Vazdex doesn't look like he wants to peek through windows right away here. I think when it comes to the first floor, he likes to, you know, play a little bit slower.
Yeah, sometimes a fake is just as an effective like tactic as an actual attempt, so I'll have to see. They're going to see that that one door, or that one big doorway down on the first floor is going to be wide open. So they're going to be peeking at that constantly. And to be honest, if you were to do a late peek somewhere, that might be just as effective. But I like that New Jersey's going to take this slowly. Wait for the Iana clone to really open things up here. They're going to spot out, I believe that's going to be Gangstology, but he's actually going to find Solid first. So they get spotted, but to no, like, punishment, to say the least here. It's up to Big Papa to hang on tight. Now eventually Gangstology does get picked out, but it's going to get instantly refragged. And then another refrag as Vazdex does go down 3-on-3. Still over 2 minutes left to go here in this round. Saints still looking to finish the job right here, right now.
Very even health as well. Big Papa and War Hazard are sitting around even numbers in that regard, and Big Papa does spot one out.
Wow.
That's the Fuser player, and he has big intel. He finds another! He got the headshot! Are you kidding me, Big Papa? Are you kidding me? Rage, he has 2 players spotted out and a 1-on-2. Big Papa's weak, Noxu's weak. It's essentially the two, you know, the younger players, the newer recruits for this roster, trying to make something work. Big Papa and Noxu are so tagged down. Lots of time for Rage to work with. The intel's there. Big Papa has the player spotted. He's trying to play off it. Sends through a gas grenade. Does it connect? Not quite yet. Rage still in the 1-on-2.
This is absolutely brutal, but I love the idea there from Big Papa. Just keep smoking that that diffuser off. We know it because Rage is like knocked down extremely low, but at the same time, the players on the side of the Saints will not know this information. They're not 100% sure of the state of rage. That being said, minute 5 left to go. And
there
that
it
will
is.
do it.
Big Papa with a 3K to send your St. Clair Saints to the winners round 3. I guess the only round 3. And they are now going to be top 16 in the Collegiate R6 Premier Division. GG's all around. A great battle from New Jersey and St. Clair. What a game, Dan.
Holy smokes, it really needed to be finished off right there, and the Saints absolutely delivered. We were saying time and time again throughout the broadcast that if it went to Oregon, we wouldn't know what would happen. But at the same time, we weren't thinking too positively giving the past results. But thankfully, Saints are going to dodge a bullet. They've really made their attack at least work enough to get themselves into at least a decent enough position to where the defense could take it the rest of the way on both Game 1 and Game 2. And with that victory here in this best of 3, we'll probably be seeing them on Tuesday or next Friday for some more Collegiate R6 playoff action. Top 16. What a change. Wow. What a difference. It's awesome to hear.
Yeah, I think they placed like in the 30s in the regular season, something like that. Like they were a middle of the pack, or like maybe like 20s. They were a middle of the pack kind of team there, right? Now to be put in the top 16, you're a little more considered top of the pack. You're just looking at this playoff bracket, absolutely indeed. I mean, if you're considering it, these other 15 schools in this top 16 right now are the other 15 best schools. This is the highest level of collegiate not Rocket League, Rainbow Six that you can really come and watch out, right? So very good stuff there from both teams. Very happy for the Saints to come through and find that one. I know they're probably static in the nest right now. My nerves have calmed down a little bit with Noxu coming in here and playing for Jake, or JMB, sorry, and JMB's taking back accepting a coaching role. Had us both pretty concerned here going forward in this game at least, knowing that, hey, there's a roster change that just happened. Not a lot of experience with these set 5 together. What will happen tonight? Looked out, and it was a Saints 2-0. Very good stuff there from them.
And honestly, like, everybody was just doing exactly what they needed to do. And, like, there's, like, Vasex was, of course, being just an absolute nuisance. We referred to him as, like, the mosquito a little bit earlier in the broadcast that just, like, even if you swatted them, like, you already bit you, so you're already down. But everybody was doing exactly what they needed to do. Big Papa, of course, still relatively new to this specific roster. Of course, we've had him on in past semesters, but like you were saying, like, compared to the rest of the roster, like, they've been a little bit not less experienced, but still kind of getting used to things, to say the least here.
Yeah, it's 5 names that you haven't seen together before on a Saints R6 roster. Mm-hmm. We've seen Rapid's name before. We've seen Big Papa's name before. We've seen JMB's name before. Noxu, Gangstology, Vazdex, new names, bringing things together. Are they all new?
Yes, I believe.
Yeah, I believe they're all new. I believe they've never represented St. Clair before. But with that being said, huge congrats to your St. Clair Saints for advancing to top 16. Next match will be played most likely, I believe, on that Tuesday around a similar time as today.
More than likely, we'll absolutely make sure that we have that information updated via Twitter. So if you have not done so already, make sure to get followed on the Saints Gaming CA Twitter. That way, you get all the schedules as they happen, because we all know collegiate scheduling can be absolute madness at times. So while you're at it, you might as well follow us on all of our social medias, right? Because we do have plenty of things, even not just here watching the matches live on our Twitch, but more interviews, more content coming to our YouTube as well. And of course, it's just awesome.
Twitter as well, Twitter, ideal way to stay up to date with everything Saints. It's the most used platform for us. And, you can get your schedules, you can get your clips, content, everything like that. That's like a one-stop shop for St. Clair Saints varsity esports here. So, guys, with that being said, let's give a quick little shout out to our sponsors, because this broadcast today would not have been available or possible without them. So, welcoming our newest sponsor being Crunchyroll. You guys can get a 14-day premium trial for free at crunchyroll.com/Saints. Crunchyroll, essentially the Netflix of anime. Very big up-and-coming service here. Well, not really up-and-coming. Already came. They're already there.
They're
already
established,
made it.
absolutely.
Yeah, they're established for sure. And guys, so what? Like we were saying, Crunchyroll, essentially the Netflix of anime. You guys can get your 14-day premium trial for free. Crunchyroll.com/Saints. And moving forward with the remainder of our sponsors, I'd like to also thank Tim Hortons, Subway, the St. Clair SRC, and the St. Clair College Alumni Association. As like I was saying, wouldn't be possible to put on broadcasts like these without them, as well as you viewers at home. Absolute huge help to always come out here and support your St. Clair Saints. I know for a fact, even all the guys, all the R6 guys, for example, love having all you guys viewers in chat and hyping them up and whatnot. It really creates the overall better morale here in the St. Clair College Arena and whatnot. And with that being said, let's also take a peep at our merch line. I know I'm not wearing it today. Usually I'm sitting here, flaunting my jacket, saying, "Oh yeah, get some merch." But no, not the case today. Got my little dress shirt on. Dan's got a little bit of a model for us though, with last year's collection. But the new collection, like he was saying, the blacked out, the dark collection, kind of what you can kind of call it there. And it is going to be very nice, very high quality, clean, sleek designs. All of that will be at acquire.ca/Saints. They got everything you could possibly imagine. So once again, if you're interested, acquire.ca/Saints. And with that being said, Danners, I will be slowly wrapping us up for the evening. Do you got any final words for us regarding the matchup, regarding St. Clair Saints advancing to top 16?
I mean, it's just overall extremely exciting, and everybody played beyond expectations, honestly, today. And we gave, of course, props to Vazdex, Noxu, and honestly to everybody, but also big props to Gangstology as well, because I think he was always the in-game leader kind of role, but not only was he now being in-game leader, but he's also the main diffuser carrier, and that is stressful. It's
stressful, and he clutched. He was clutch today in that position. 1v3 with diffusers in hand, 1v2s. We've seen it all. Gangstology, great game for himself here tonight. Nice to see Noxu come back. He had not too bad debut for himself. Well, not really debut. Return here onto the roster. Not bad for him in any regard in that department, and I bet you the guys are all very happy coming through with a win. Jam Beast, his nerves with making those roster changes probably chilled out here a little bit going forwards. And with that being said, though, what a night of St. Clair Saints, Rainbow Six Siege.
Absolutely, and with that, we'll be closing out. The next live match that you will find on this channel will actually be tomorrow. We do have some Collegiate League of Legends at 3 and 5 p.m. And then later on in the evening, 7 p.m., we do have Face It preseason Rainbow Six Siege. So if you want some more Siege, by all means, come join us once again. I do believe that is also a best of 3. Don't quote me on that, however. And from what I understand, it's mainly for seeding, but we're going up against one of the teams that, in theory, should be the top of our group. So it should be yet another banger here for the R6 team.
Great practice, especially in the midst of, CollegiateR6 playoffs. It's perfect time to get that practice in. So, yeah, perfect stuff there for the St. Clair Saints roster. But with that being said, like we were saying, if you want to stay posted, catch us on Twitter, Saints Gaming CA. And with no further ado, thank you guys so much for tuning in. My name is Jackson the Pride Brown, joined alongside Dan or Mr. Danner's Banner. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll catch you guys all on the next one. Stairs here, Rapid's holding the angle, but no reason for NJIT to get aggressive here.
Yeah, take their time here. Vazdex is the only one really even showing any sort of threat. Using his utility, gonna make the move, and sure enough, is gonna get the jump here onto War Hazard. Fire it around, start things off huge. Nice double kill, Vazdex.
Reason he did only last 45 seconds that round, but in that 45 seconds it was very good use of that 45 seconds he left. Once again Vazdex picks up another one there onto Warzard, and another Vazdex going crazy. That's gonna be 2 for him. Gangstology will get traded out. Vazdex goes hunting, picks up a third. Vazdex cannot be stopped right now. 5 seconds into the round, next thing you know, you're already down and out of it. You're just sitting there what happened? This is Rainbow Six Siege. What happened?
Yeah, that was a rapid pick up one more here. Oh my gosh, he's gonna try and make this play happen. He's pre-fires and he's going to get him down. Solid taken down, one more shot. He's
group potentially, and I don't know if the intel's there. I think Variant knows exactly where this player is, and it's gonna be Rapid. It makes me very concerned for him. That was literally next to hitting his head. Rapid, dude, I am so scared for you, Rapid. He does still have that intel. Does stop that player, Rapid clean.
But at this point, this is just par for the. What the heck? Never mind. Alrighty.
That's awesome. You were talking about it last round. You're like, oh, useful piece of utility could be used end of the round. Well, how about 10 seconds in? That is going to be Vazdex with that. What's it called again? Sorry, I can never
finish this off. SMG and shotgun in hand, spray him down. He found one. Maj is literally 1 HP. He just sit back and smoke. Just sit back and smoke.
Yeah, but he's got to make a play on this a little bit here. Oh, he's got the idea. He's got the idea. He gets the play. Gathers some intel. Vazdex, though, once again with the entry frag, and that's going to be him following it up the second. How many times have we seen Vazdex double skill on our screen today? It's been unreal.
Absolutely. Now Rapid gets one on the board as well, which puts this down into a 5v2. Smokes are going to start coming out here for Big Papa, and he actually flushed.
You know, a lot of the rookie talent, maybe not the rookie talent, but the talent that's a little bit more skeptical here on the roster. Big Papa, Noxu, stuff like that coming through, trying to play this one here now. Gangsta told you the IGL trying to coach them away through this 3-on-3. Let's see how this one plays out. That could be a big one. That is Gangsta.
Gangstology, Vazdex, Noxu still in play. Some grenades from Noxu, the Nitro Cell. Vazdex, of course, still just popping off. That is elimination number 20 for him in this game. That's almost unheard of. Let's get ourselves a triple. Can you keep on going here? Diffuser down. He is going to get shut down here. Lies are gone. That is going to be really rough. You can't fire those off anymore. From what I understand, if he's down, it's just a camera at that point. Rapid does go down. A nice nade though from Noxu, going to really make a mess out of things here. This thing just flipped on its head. Rapid is down, but it's all up to Smump to 1v3 this to try and stop of the more dangerous.
Yeah, he's a concern right now.
The dangerous fighters on the side of New Jersey. However, it's actually going to be Rage who finds one. There's Variant going to find Vazdex. So it seems like right now Variant has Vazdex numbered, but a nice little refrag here from Big Papa to at least knock him down nice and quickly to actually get away with it. And I think the Saints are realizing if they just kind of try to do what they always do and just drop it on this hatch, I swear I will have an aneurysm. We'll have to see it. They're trying to at least bait it out with some flashbangs. And sure enough, there's going to drop down. He's going to come in with reinforcements, but Big Papa has been knocked down. Solid, looking to finish a job here, but Rapid might actually bait him out a little bit. As soon as he goes for it, unfortunately, not going to finish the job. Vazdex, shotgun blast, and there it comes.
For Vazdex, though, in good positioning, finds another Vazdex, a player to remember. He is having a great night here tonight.
This is a dangerous gap here that Smup is trying to deal with. Like, he's got to prone it, but at the same time, it makes it so crazy. Vazdex is on pace to try and get himself the ace. Can he do it?
He does it!
That's New Jersey's going to be able to do.
Yeah, and with the time remaining, it just puts way more pressure on them. That bomb's going to be, what, smoked off to, like, 15 seconds, probably? And Vazdex finds a kill on a Variant, all up to Smup in a 1-on-4.
Another one.
Not able to win.